we're following right now, two federal judges ruling the Trump administration must continue to fund the SNAP food aid program using contingency funds during the government shutdown. Those benefits were set to be suspended starting tomorrow. Michigan has already joined several other states in a lawsuit against the Trump administration, accusing the Department of Agriculture of illegally suspending the benefits.
Where Congress has clearly spoken to provide that SNAP benefits should continue even during a government shutdown, the USDA does not have the authority to say otherwise. These cuts are coming on the backs of rising inflation, higher grocery bills, and soon a dramatic increase in health care premiums. And it's also following record cuts to our food banks, who work day and night to ensure that no one in our communities goes hungry, and who will be in even more demand than ever come tomorrow.
Well, today's ruling, which ordered the government to use contingency funds for SNAP payments, are likely to face appeals. Last year, SNAP provided assistance to 41 million people nationwide, around 1.4 million of them here in Michigan.
While today's rulings may require the government to use the emergency funds to pay for SNAP food benefits, that may not happen pretty quickly.
Yeah, there will likely be a delay for the cards to be loaded, and all of this causing confusion and concerns about the status of the SNAP payments. Fox News' Hillary Golston is live now in Oak Park with more, and you know that this is going to be very tough for a lot of families.
Yeah, absolutely. We could be looking at an inevitable exigency here, where we're basically walking towards an emergency status. And already you're seeing leaders of communities trying to figure out what they're going to do. Mayor Mike Duggan has authorized $1.75 million in the event that SNAP benefits aren't restored. But again, that's just a contingency, like the contingency fund that we were referencing in that previous story leading up to this. But consider this, where we are. We're inside Forgotten Harvest in Oak Park. And they are operating as though SNAP benefits won't be restored anytime soon. I want you to hear from them and also hear from Capuchin Soup Kitchen about what they're going to do. SNAP benefits should be reinstated. We don't know when. So how are you operating?
We are operating as if the SNAP benefits are not being loaded, and we want to make sure there's no gap in our neighbors in need receiving the food that they need to feed their families. So we're encouraged, but we are continuing with our plan to make sure that people are fed.
What's going to be the biggest challenge?
It's filling the gap, right? We've always been a supplement, just like SNAP. SNAP is a supplement. We're a supplement, so the two together can create security for a family. Well, when you have one that's gone, where are you going to turn to? You're going to turn to the food banks to try to fill that gap.
And here's the reality. The next few weeks will certainly be in limbo. From a faith perspective, how does it strike you that there may be families that go hungry?
Well, I think it's one of the most basic things in the gospel. Jesus said that, when I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. I don't think it gets more simple or really more direct than that. And as any of us who claim to be Christians, we have to be about that.
Everyone who's asked us anything about what they could do, we've said the same thing. Open the government. It is the answer. All of this extra work is really not necessary. It is just additional burden for something that should already have been done based on how important this issue is. We don't need extra burdens in this work.
The contingency money we're talking about with the USDA would amount to about $5.8 billion, but it's unlikely that that would last through all of November. So the discussion is maybe that Section 32 could be drawn on. That's an additional allocation, but all of that will be up to the judges to decide. In Oak Park, I'm Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.
All right. Well, hopefully they can get the root of the issue solved so they can get the government up and back and running. But in the meantime, we appreciate that. Thanks, Hillary.